it's Felicity. I have exciting news. I finally finished A Court of Mist and Fury. Finally, after starting it in August, I think. I started it in August. Oh my god. I think this year this is the biggest book I've read so far. So, yeah. It took me... I finished it yesterday. As of recording this video, I finished it yesterday. It's crazy. Yes, I know, I'm a horrible reader. Anyway, because I finished it, I have a lot of thoughts about it. I want to do a video of talking about it specifically, so that's what we're doing. Because I have some points. I'm going to try my best not to spoil anything too much. This book has been out for a while, but I know there's a lot of people that, you know, maybe want to read it but haven't read it yet or something. So, yeah, I'm gonna try my best not to spoil it. So, okay, how do I start this? I've never done a book review thing like this yet, so technically this is my first book review. I guess we'll start with Lucian. I have some mixed feelings about him, because I really like his character. I think he's funny, and I think I really liked him in ACOTAR, or the first one. But right now it feels like he's just a dog on Tamlin's leash. And I feel like bad for him in a way, but I also feel like he's the one who is following Tamlin's orders, he's not being forced into anything as far as I'm aware. I have not read the next one yet, so yeah. Although I do have to say, to be fair, again, this is a preconceived notion that I'm putting out here. I hope him and Elaine work something out along with Azriel as well, because I know that there's like this thing between those three, and Elaine is Lucian's mate. Sorry, that is a warning. A spoiler. So yeah. That's all I have for Lucian. I just wanted to bring that up. I don't know how to feel about Lucian, because a lot of what he, at the ending specifically, that was brought on himself. And I hope him and Feyre, you know, become friends again. So, I'm guessing they will, but, you know, I don't know. Okay, the Queens. I had written this down, and now some of these I'm not sure if I want to talk about, but next point I want to bring up the Queens that, you know, help or are supposed to give, that, how do I say this without, like, spoiling it? I don't know what to do. The Queens. Basically, a little short summary, Rhysand and Feyre need to find this, like, tablet/book, and Fae have it, and human Queens have it. The Queens are just... all they want is power. That's my biggest thing, and I really hope that I believe it's the three of them that stay alive by the end have an untimely death. That's all I'm gonna say. I'm gonna be so satisfied if I see that happen. So, okay. Another thing. I guess this is gonna play into Lucian a little bit. But Yanth, I could not stand her from the second I read it. And after hearing what she does and like what she did to Rhysand, I honestly wish Rhysand had broken her mind. Like, I know he was very well could have. Do I know that would have caused him trouble for Valeris and stuff? Yeah, but oh my god, that's screwed up. And okay, this is gonna go that point, I guess, talking about Rhysand is gonna go into what I want to talk about with him. Maybe to be fair, I am not that well into the fandom. I try to stay away from that kind of stuff because I don't always like to have like spoilers about like what a book is like, and if I want to read it, I try to, you know, see if I try to pick things up on a whim, because if I pick them up on a whim, I'm more likely to read it. But this is one that I'm very surprised was not covered, and that's Rhysand's trauma with Amarantha and Yanth, actually. I'm sure there are I'm sure it gets brought up a lot, but I've seen more thirst videos over Rhysand, which I don't blame it. I was kicking my feet and giggling the entire time when reading about Rhysand, but that was just kind of wow. And not in a good way. Which kind of leads me into the main two talking points I want to talk about when it comes to why I like Rhysand more than Tamlin, which is a given anyway, but how, I mean, I said it in the last video when talking about ACOTAR, that I didn't like Tamlin. I didn't think him and Feyre had any chemistry, so, but I want to talk about this in a way that doesn't spoil but also doesn't like trigger anything, because Rhysand went through a lot when he was living under the mountain, and that obviously was way worse than Feyre, which what I love about him was that despite her being under the mountain for like 3 months, I believe, and him being in there longer, he didn't treat her like obviously like Tamlin did, but he didn't brush her trauma aside. In fact, he tried everything he can to make sure that she didn't fall into that trauma too much. And I think that is so sweet. I really do. In fact, honestly, that kind of makes me wish that Feyre did a little bit more. I mean, obviously she, you know, knew. Obviously she did help a lot, but at least a little bit more could have like reassured him for things. But yeah, I love the way that Rhysand treated Feyre when dealing with her trauma from under the mountain, especially compared to the way Tamlin did it. Instead of locking her up, he always gave her a choice, and maybe that's just the bare minimum, but compared to what Tamlin did, oh my lord. Yeah, I really like the way that was portrayed, you know, him trying to help her out of it, and him being so worried for her, in comparison to Tamlin, who just wanted to brush it aside and act like everything was fine, even though nothing happened really with him. I'm sure he went through something while in those 3 months while under the mountain, but it wasn't to the degree Feyre did, and locking somebody up is not the way to do that, to take care of trauma. Especially when she was basically doing a lot of things that are a cry for help. That was crazy. It got dark. I don't know what I was talking about. But yeah, that's what I wanted to talk about. That was, anyway, overall, my review. I loved it. I loved the way Rhysand and Feyre kind of handled trauma together. I love the way just Rhysand is in general. I mean, there is some things that I do think Rhysand could have done better. And Feyre could have done better. And I honestly think Lucian just needs to leave Tamlin. And as of right now, Tamlin sucks. I'm sorry. Yeah. I kind of figured that was going to be my point of view anyway when I read it first. But yeah. Anyway, next video should be me talking about what I'm gonna read this month, hopefully. Anyway, oh yeah, anyway, review on this, 5 out of 5 stars, but I give that to literally everything, so, but I love it. I have the next one on hold at my local library, so hopefully I will get that soon and I will read that one. But yeah, I just wanted to do a whole review on that because especially Rhysand's trauma, that got to me a little bit and I wanted to talk about that. So yeah, I know I didn't explain it well, but this is my first book review and I'm trying not to spoil everything. So anyway, bye.